day, everyone. Today, we will be discussing Tailwind CSS, a modern CSS framework that helps developers design websites faster and more efficiently. In web development, styling plays a very important role. A website must not only function well, but also look clean, organized, and responsive. Tailwind CSS makes this process easier by allowing us to style elements directly in HTML using utility classes. By the end of this video, you will understand what Tailwind CSS is, how it works, its advantages and disadvantages, and why many developers prefer it today. Tailwind CSS is a utility-first CSS framework. This means that instead of writing custom CSS styles, Tailwind provides small, reusable utility classes that you apply directly to your HTML elements. For example, instead of writing a separate CSS file to control colors, spacing, and alignment, you can use predefined classes such as text-center, bg-blue-500, and p-4. Tailwind CSS was created to give developers more control over design without forcing predefined components or styles.
Ever feel like your CSS is a giant pile of clothes you have to dig through just to find a matching pair of socks? It's a mess, right? Well, what if you had a magic closet that organized everything for you? That's Tailwind CSS. It's a utility-first framework, which is a fancy way of saying it gives you a bunch of tiny, reusable style pieces. Instead of writing a whole new rule to make a button blue, you just grab the blue label and stick it on. Like this, BG Blue 500 P4 text white. Bam! Styled. You get all the control without writing a novel of custom CSS. It's like playing with style Legos. So go on. Clean up your style closet with Tailwind.
In traditional CSS, we usually define styles in a separate file. This approach works well, but as projects grow bigger, CSS files can become long and difficult to manage. With Tailwind CSS, styles are applied directly in HTML. This reduces the need for custom CSS files and makes it easier to see how elements are styled at a glance. While traditional CSS focuses on creating reusable classes, Tailwind focuses on combining small utility classes to build designs quickly.
If your style sheet looks like a novel, you're a CSS hoarder. If your HTML looks like a utility toolbox exploded, you're a Tailwind fan. Welcome to the roast. Proud and judgmental, traditional CSS. You write a class, then another, then refactor, then rename, then argue with your past self. GridFlex media queries feels like assembling IKEA furniture without instructions. Tailwind. Slap on a dozen utility classes in your HTML, and boom, layout works. But now your HTML reads like a pizza order. Extra margin, double padding, no border. CSS says semantic. Tailwind says pragmatic. Both get the job done. Pick your chaos. Neat, centralized rules fast, inline control. Either way, in landscape, you'll still squint at someone's spacing decisions. Code respectfully. Roast gently.
Let us look at a simple example. Suppose we want to create a button. Using Tailwind CSS, we can write, each class has a specific purpose. bg-blue-500 sets the background color, text-white sets the text color, px-6 and py-2 control padding, and rounded-LG makes the corners round. By combining these utilities, we can quickly build professional-looking components without writing custom CSS. One of the strongest features of Tailwind CSS is its support for responsive design. Tailwind uses prefixes like SM, MD, LG, and XL to apply styles at different screen sizes. For example, this means the text size automatically changes depending on the screen size, making your website mobile-friendly with minimal effort. Tailwind CSS has several advantages. First, it speeds up development because you do not need to switch between HTML and CSS files. Second, it provides consistency in design since all styles come from a predefined system. Third, it is highly customizable and works well with modern frameworks such as React, Vue, and Laravel. Finally, Tailwind helps reduce unused CSS, which improves website performance. Despite its benefits, Tailwind CSS also has some disadvantages. Beginners may find the HTML code crowded with many class names. There is also a learning curve because you must memorize utility class names. However, with practice, these challenges become easier to manage. In conclusion, Tailwind CSS is a powerful and flexible CSS framework that simplifies web design. By using utility-first classes, developers can create clean, responsive, and modern websites faster. If you want an efficient and scalable way to style your web projects, Tailwind CSS is definitely worth learning.